Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Mad Capper. This is another video on Raid Shadow Legends. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and therefore I thought I would do a Super Bowl, or at least a NFL-centric themed video, and we're going to give out a couple of awards. We're going to give away the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year, as well as the Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year, and finally, we're going to give away the Player of the Year in Raid Shadow Legends. So feel free to agree, disagree. It's a very difficult one. There's a lot of champions, but I thought it would be fun to do this and have a little fun with this video as I transition back into this chair with a back that's not quite 100%, but definitely a lot better than it has been in a couple of weeks. So that's a good sign. But let's talk first about rookie offensive player, or we'll do rookie offensive player of the year, and this has to be a champion that has been been shown in the last 12 months, and why I think they deserve rookie of the year. And you can't win. I'm gonna make you can't win 2 awards, so there may be a reason why I choose one or the other. It's because the other one is being hit up in a different category. And the first one I want to talk about for offensive player of the year, we're gonna go to the wonderful Knights Revenant, and offensive rookie of the year is going to be Garrigid. I think it's Garrigid. This guy has set the arena aflame with its abilities, and why is that? Well, it's got this 50% chance to ignore a 50% of the target's defense. You put Savage gear on there, and that increases it. You have the his masteries, which allows you to go even further, and you're basically ignoring all the defense in the world, and from each hit placed by this champion skill. So that's the big thing, is that's a passive placed on all his abilities, so it doesn't matter which ability he is using. It is possible you got a 50-50 chance of completely ignoring, depending on how you have him built. You have a chance to ignore all defense, 75%, 50% defense, or 25% defense, depending again how you have them built. But on top of that, you have this attacks one enemy, which ignores strengthen, stone skin, unkillable, block damage, increased defense, ally protection, and shield buffs. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. So this is a great setup. This is where you go up against a Mortar Macabre you know is going to be in stone skin, or a champion that you're reasonably suspicious that's going to be in stone skin. You hit with this champion, you kill that champion, and then you get to go again, and that go again will be an AoE attack, which decreases turn meters of all targets by 30%, unresisted, and places unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn if it kills an enemy. And it's a big, hard-hitting AoE, making this champion the darling of the arena world of late. Very happy. He was in I think a 10x, right, and everyone got excited about it. And then has this attacks one enemy 2 times, has a 30% chance of repeating the attack. Again, all of these ignoring defense, with a 50% chance of ignoring defense. So making him a very, very lovable champion, the Nutcracker, we like calling him, and absolutely deserving, in my opinion, of Rookie Offensive Player of the Year. Now, for Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie Defensive Player of the Year, it's going to be a little more difficult. There's a lot of good kind of champions that have come out, but I'm actually going to go into the last fusion, not the current one playing, and that's Python. I'm going to give him my Rookie Player of the Year for defense. This guy is a support champion extraordinaire. He's got an increased ally resistance as an aura. He has allies receive 5% less damage from skills for each buff on him, up to 25%. So just by having your team buffed, this guy is reducing the amount of damage incoming. On top of that, has revive all dead allies with 50% HP, 50% turn meter, and places a strengthen on them for 2 turns, which of course then gives them 5% less damage. Then removes all debuffs, so he's got a full cleanse, and then heals them by 10% of their max HP. Heals an extra 5% for each debuff removed from them. Again, then puts a block debuffs for 2 turns. So Just one of the few champions that has that 2-turn block debuff off of a cleanse. A very, very, very strong ability. And the fact that he can heal, it is their max HP, which is unfortunate. But if they have 4 or 5 debuffs on him, think of the Hydra when all those poisons go on there. That heal is going to be pretty insurmountable. So very strong. And then on top of that, attacks one enemy 2 times, heals the ally with the lowest HP by 5% after each hit of this champion's max HP. So 21,000 HP. I know it's only 5%, so it's a 10% total. But honestly, on an A1, when you can also activate it with Ally Protect, with Counterattack, makes him very strong. And it's his HP, so you're going to be healing people with the lowest HP several times, and it's going to be just a nice added bun. So Pythion, very strong champion, very good fusion, and absolutely, in my opinion, deserving of the rookie defensive player of the year. Now we got to go to offensive player of the year overall. This one was a little tougher to decide. I was humming and hawing. Now keep in mind that the one who doesn't win, this is likely going to win player of the year. So I went, because she is newer, I went with the Dwarfs Acrisia as the offensive player of the year. I don't have her myself. The reason why I feel like it's her is because she is absolutely destroying the Hydra. Her skill set with the ability, the biggest thing is this, right? Decreases damage taken from AoE attacks by 50%. That in itself, she decreases the damage on herself by 50% on AoE attacks. But if a target's max HP is more than double this champion's max HP, this champion will deal based on max HP rather than attack. So she's an enemy max HP champion for any kind of boss fight, right? She's got low health, so it doesn't take a lot for her to be hitting enemy max HP, as opposed, even in some waves she'll do that. And that's on all of her skills because it's passive. So you look at this, she attacks one enemy 2 times. Has, booked 100% chance of stealing the target's turn meter. The effect cannot be resisted if the target has higher max HP. Then she has attacks all enemies 2 times. Places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns. The value of the shield buff is 5% of this champion's max HP for each critical hit. Again, this is landing enemy max HP on things like the Hydra. And then attacks one enemy. Even has a 60% chance of placing a decreased defense. And it's increased by 10% each time the skill is used. Stacks up to 100%. Again, going to be based on enemy max HP. Very strong skill set. She happens to have an ally crit rate in all battles as well. But because of how important Hydra has become, and because of how dominating she is in Hydra, if you need to understand how dominating she is in Hydra, you just go to Hydra. Just go to the clan boss, go to Hydra. Ford just hit 136 million 1 key with Acrisia on the team, right? Acrisia here, 64 million. No Acrisia, 60 million. No Acrisia, 60 million. I would be shocked if any of the people down here, I don't know what Josette is doing. That must have just been an unlucky key, because I feel, or just, I bet you Josette just stopped the key. I feel like that's what happened, because she just, or it was just an unlucky turn on an unlucky, maybe she lost to Acrisia early, because let me tell you, I've seen hers on the last week, we had a bunch of 100 millions, and we're going to get it again. Anyone who has Acrisia, 100 million key. So, I like that. I like seeing that. A little Tamela love. Or Tila Gorming, sorry. So, that is my offensive rookie of the year. My offensive player of the year. My defensive player of the year is an old faithful, old trusty. Look, there's a reason why she is in the game as one of the top champions. People keep trying to argue that she isn't, or that this is the new her. But let's face it, Duchess Lilitu is, and probably forever will be, the greatest support defensive-based champion in the game, bar none. She is, she's got everything you want. She's got an ally speed in all battles. She has decreases the damage from all AoE attacks by 25%, 15% from bosses. That's on top of inherently what Veil does, and she puts a perfect Veil on. She puts a block buffs and an increased attack for 2 turns, and a perfect Veil on all allies except for this champion for 2 turns. She also revives all dead allies with 70% HP with a Veil. except for this champion, and a continuous heal on all allies for 2 turns. And then she even has this little kind of, you almost call it a throwaway skill, but it attacks one enemy 2 times and places a shield buff equal to 10% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns on this champion and the ally with the lowest HP. That's a big deal because I tell you, that doesn't seem like a lot. 10% of her health, she's got great health pool. You can absolutely make her a stalwart with 80, 90, 100k HP. And the net result is you have a second champion with an extra 4k health, or 2k, or sorry, 100k, 10k health, effectively, and it saves them. And I won't tell you how many times in Hydra this saves my nuker. So an amazing skill and absolutely deserving honor. Duchess Little 2 for the defensive player of the year. Now for the overall player of the year, this one wasn't as easy as you thought. There's a lot of different ideas here, but for me, this year is the year of the offense, and it has to go to none other than Baron. Baron got buffed this year, and he became an absolute savage. His ability to hit without debuffs, is next level. And although you can say, well, geez, Capper, the speed meta is dead, so who cares? Well, I'll tell you, 6 days a week of the week, the speed meta is not dead. Speed farming is what it's all about in the arena, and this guy just makes it that much easier. You don't need a debuff. You don't need a strip. I just bring him in, and all of his abilities are supercharged. But of course, the biggest one is that Sky Piercer. I'm hitting people without debuffs for 150, 200,000. He also, by the way, damage is increased by the number of buffs on this champion. This one here is nice. It has a decreased defense. It's often forgotten, right? It just places a decrease. It's guaranteed, right? So you have a decreased defense guaranteed. I believe that means it can't be resisted. It can't be blocked. I think it can be blocked. I don't know what guaranteed's a different vernacular than what they use now. I believe it just means it can't be resisted. So you don't need accuracy on him. He's going to land decreased defense on his A2. You can use that on sustained boss fights. This guy's actually could probably be used in clan boss. He could be used anywhere you want to use him because of this. He brings a decreased defense in with it. But this is kind of the coup de grace. This is the reason why I'm giving him the win. This attacks one enemy, attacks all remaining enemies with any surplus damage if the target is killed. The splash damage that this gives in arena, the splash damage this gives in wave clearing is absolutely crazy. It is crazy how hard you can hit. So you're in the arena, you A1, oh, you got locked out by Warlord or what's her name? Kayuk? Is it Koku? Who cares, right? This guy just A1's your nuker. He does 200,000 damage, and all that splash hits everyone else. And it's not divided amongst the 3. Whatever the splash damage is, hits the remaining 3 for that full amount. And it is absolutely debilitating. You can put him in a go second team if you have a Necrit. You have a way to keep him survivable. Maybe you have a Helicat that can block damage. And then guess what? He's just gonna clap. He's just gonna clap. You put him in some counterattack gear, and it's just gonna be over again and again. One of the best champions in the game. Obviously, I'm giving him the player of the year this year just because of where he went to where he is now. Before, he was a niche champion that people used to kind of finagle their way into low tower runs, right? You could use a counterattack to get him to do some pretty good damage, but it was kind of nicky-nacky. But since his buff, allowing that Sky Piercer to be available all the time, it's just next level. And he's a void champion, so there's no weak hitting. This guy is just absolutely savage in just about anywhere you take him, and well deserving, I think, of player of the year. Congratulations to Baron. So there it is, a quick and easy video. I promise you this week I'll be getting back to that. I built them so you don't have to. My back is at about 80%. I have another appointment tomorrow with the chiropractor. I might even be getting acupuncture depending on how that goes. So we're gonna get this back up to 100%. I'm not away on work, so I apologize for these kind of this stutter start on my channel, but I promise you I'll be getting some more soon. So thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you. Please be kind, be safe, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.